Jacqueline Torres. I'm the Vice President of Finance at Fora Mobility. And I'm going to tell you about 3 things today. So first, I'm going to tell you about the problem that we are solving at Fora Mobility. I'm going to tell you about why we chose this problem. And then I'm going to tell you about how Fora Mobility is solving that problem. So the problem starts with some numbers. And if you live in a port community, you are 98% more likely to have asthma or to contract cancer. And the reason that is because in California, 20,000 diesel trucks go in and out of the ports of California every day. And so those trucks are going through those port communities, spewing diesel emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, particulate matter. So that's the problem. Now, Fora Mobility chose to focus on this problem in particular because the scale of it is very large. As Jimmy was kind of setting me up for this, the scale of solving just trucks going in and out of the ports, that specifically right there is called drayage, movement of goods between ports and warehouses. Drayage is a very large opportunity. So those 20,000 trucks in California need $3 billion of infrastructure in the ground in order to transition them to zero-emission vehicles. And $25 billion statewide to transition all of the trucks in California to zero-emission vehicles. So that's why we're focusing on drayage. It's a very large market opportunity. The second reason that we're focusing on drayage is because it's technically feasible. So as I was mentioning, drayage trucks go in and out of ports all day, which means they go between 100 to 200 miles a day. And they also return to base at the end of each day. And so the trucks that the OEMs are manufacturing today have battery sizes that meet the range needs of the routes that these trucks are driving. And the fact that they return to base make it very good for a charging solution. And the last number there is 75%. 75% of those drayage operators are independent owner operators. So that's another problem, which is that we're installing a lot of heavy-duty, expensive infrastructure for a lot of independent owner operators, which means they're the small mom-and-pop shops, the customers that are going to have the most difficulty staying in business with this transition. But the last reason that we're focusing on drayage is because we've got a mandated transition here. And there's a number of mandates that are affecting the California trucking space, but the one I'm going to focus on and tell you about today is called Advanced Clean Fleets. So this is a mandate by the Air Resources Board that says that by 2035, all 20,000 of those trucks going in and out of the ports need to be zero-emission vehicles. And so over the next decade, those trucks are rolling off of the port registry and can only be replaced by a zero-emission vehicle. So that made drayage a really good place for us to focus our business. So finally, I'm going to tell you about the Fora Mobility solution, which is a solution that allows the small mom-and-pop shops to transition, as well as the large logistics companies and cargo owners, is by consolidating where we have large interconnection to the grid, large power capacity, in these charging depots, where we could just spread out the cost of land and the cost of the infrastructure and break up a really expensive transition into biteable chunks for the customers that want to just continue doing their business, which is moving goods for their customers. So this is what Fora Mobility does. We develop, own, and operate facilities that look like this. This is a rendering of our Rancho Dominguez facility, called Hermanas. And if you know anybody that wants to charge, let me know. We can talk to them about getting signed up here. But for a mobility service, we provide charging as a service and trucking as a service, so you can pay a fixed monthly fee to charge at that depot. We can also finance the truck for you, so you can seamlessly, or as least painfully as possible, transition to zero-emission goods movement. And Jimmy, I knew that you were there last week because I was just there on Wednesday. This is the groundbreaking of our Port of Long Beach facility. So we were all down there. We've got the mayor of LA, Rex, here, as well as our customer, Amazon, as well as Emmanuel and Eric from smaller trucking facilities. I think what's cool is what Forum Mobility is doing is bringing together the partners from Amazon to the smaller truckers to build these facilities, and we just broke ground on it, so that is really exciting. So thank you so much, and I love your questions.